I will pick up the hook, you'll see something new. Two things, and I call them Thing 1 and Thing 2. These things will not bite you, they want to have fun. And out of the box came Thing 2 and Thing 1. And they ran to us fast. I said, how do you do? Would you like to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2? And Sally and I did not know what to do, so we had to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2. We shook their two hands, but our fish said, no, these things should not be in this house, make them go. They should not be here when your mother is not. Put them out, said the fish in the pot. Have no fear, little fish, said the cat in the hat. These things are good things, and he gave them a pat. They are tame, oh so tame, they've come here to play. They'll give you some fun on this wet, wet, wet day. He quickly followed up with his best-selling book, The Cat in the Hat. Shocked at the amount of children uninterested in the books they were given to read, he decided to write a book that would feature only words that all children knew. And the result was something really fantastic. Though it's about a cat who goes to a house and completely destroys the place, he's oddly endearing. And the drawings and lyrical dialogue is enough to make it a really wonderful and incredible book in every way. The character was even popular enough to warrant a sequel. He returned to writing on Seuss issues with Yertle the Turtle, which served as a commentary on dictatorship, as the title Turtle became power-mad and sees all the other animals below him. It's a subtle message that works even better when looking at it from an older point of view. With Green Eggs and Ham, Dr. Seuss decided to take on those who refused to try new and unusual things, but the result was still a very funny book. Though I'm sure just about everybody will get annoyed by somebody trying to get you to eat some oddly colored food.
Would you, could you, in a car? Eat them, here they are.
I would not, could not, in a car.
You may like them, you will see. You may like them in a tree.
I would not, could not, in a tree. Not in a car, you let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am.
He would later tackle prejudice with the Sneetches, the logging industry in the Lorax, and the ridiculous disputes that lead to war in the Butter Battle book. The final book published before his death was Oh, the Places You Will Go, and though other books like Daisy Head Maisie were published afterwards, I feel this is a fitting swan song, as the narrator explains about possible places one will go in the future and the wondrous things one can achieve later in life. It's no surprise this is a popular book among university graduates, and it's certainly fitting the impact of Seuss's work would make later in life, and it wouldn't be the last time his unique characters would appear. His books were turned into the Broadway musical Seussical, which cleverly took its work and made songs that respected his unique visions, with Horton Hears a Who being the primary focus. While it seems like a way to shoehorn the books, it actually works quite well, and it's almost surprising how much Seuss lends itself to the stage. I saw a local production of it, and while lacking the grand scope of what the Broadway version likely had, I still found it to be an enjoyable experience, and the songs and actors definitely captured the feel of the books. How the Grinch Stole Christmas was also turned into a live-action film version directed by Ron Howard, and starring Jim Carrey cloaked under layers and layers of makeup. Though the story was expanded, I actually thought it worked fairly well. The best bit is definitely when the Grinch starts stealing Christmas, but the bits of him alone on Mount Crumpet are fun to watch. It's not a great adaptation, and it's definitely not on the level of the animated version, but it provides enough fun to make it worth a look, I think. However, the film adaptation of The Cat in the Hat was so universally hated by everyone, including Giesel's widow, that live-action versions of his books were barred forever.
I'm going to throw up, and then I'm going to die!
Jim Carrey.
No!
In a Ron Howard film. The Grinch.
Uh-oh, somebody's fabulous!
In 2008, Blue Sky Studios released their computer-animated version of Horton Hears a Who, which again put Jim Carrey in the title role. Despite the large amount of pop culture references, they did get the look of Seuss spot on in the 3D environment, the voice work was very strong, and it didn't feel like a stretched out adaptation. Though was I the only one who felt that anime homage came right out of nowhere? I mean, what was up with that? Meanwhile, the success and acclaim for this film has now put a new animated version of the Lorax in development, and the environmental theme is definitely even more appropriate now than when it was published.
A person's a person, no matter how small.
That's my code, my motto. Ooh, it's just a straight plummet to certain death.
Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who.
Don't worry, citizens of Whoville! I'm light as a feather.
In theaters, March 14th.
So that's the work of Dr. Seuss. And while it didn't touch on everything, keep in mind he did a lot of impressive work in life. So now go to your local library and give them a read. They are worth giving another look, in my opinion. And so, until next time, you will get mixed up, of course. As you already know, you'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life is a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Ali von Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today's your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way.
Oh, the things you can think. Oh, the things you can think. If you're willing to try. Think invisible ink, or a kink with a stink, or a stare to the sky. If you open your mind, oh, the things you will find, lining up to get loose. Oh, the things you can think when you think about Seuss.